ready now. Is this going to be an outtake?
Yeah, we do this all the time to him. He knows it's coming. We can't let him down. It just has to be done. You see, he's making a bloody noise down there anyway.
Yeah. There's take one.
Wait, Stuart, it's just wasting your own time here.
There is that point. Where's me tea?
I know.
Where's the tea?
He said I couldn't have one until after.
Yeah. You've got a bit of sticky up here, by the way.
Yeah, I like it like that. That's how I normally have it.
You wait till you get kids. You'll have food in it.
I'll have nowhere then.
Yeah, you'll have food in it.
I'll have nowhere then.
Alright then. You still rolling?
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll just edit it out.
Yeah, I know.
You can stay.
That won't be the first time.
Oh dear.
Okay. Right, welcome everybody. Accelerate Running Shorts is back. We've had a bit of a break. We've had loads going on here. Actually, it's been ridiculously busy across both Accelerate Physio and Coaching and in the store. Lots happening. We've done a bit of decorating. We've got some more decorating to do. Wow. Yeah, anyway. This is Ross. Welcome,
Hello.
Ross.
How are you?
And you're from?
Topo Athletic.
And what do you do for Topo Athletic?
So I'm the UK and Ireland sales lead for Topo Athletic, working under OSC, which for those who don't know OSC, they own Ronhill and Hilly.
Now, most people will know that.
Yes, absolutely.
So we've just had lots of fun in October with yourselves and stuff we've been doing with Topo and the
OcTOPOfest. What a great month that was.
It was, and here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. We did the try-ons at the various groups, and one of the key shoes was everybody wanted to try the Mountain Racer, particularly with the weather changing.
Yeah.
And fortunately, we chose a really good night for the Tuesday run because it absolutely hooned it down, and it would just turn what had been quite pretty nice trails into, okay, it's getting a little bit wet.
It was nice cleaning those 30 pairs of demo shoes after, by the way.
Yeah. Guess what the most commonly worn trail shoe is now in that group?
Mountain Racer.
It is the Mountain Racer. And that to me is basically the best credit you can give a shoe is when that happens, you know that something's right.
Doing demos like that, it's a great way for the consumers, your customers coming in to give them a go and taking it out on the terrain.
But I didn't expect that impact.
Well, that's good for me.
Yeah, and I think last night we did with the second group, and I think over half the group, but again, were in Topo shoes. Yeah. Which was like, okay.
There's only Debs that wasn't, apparently.
Yeah. So we need to change that. So we need to sort that one out.
We need to sort that one out.
Yeah. Yeah. She just not down with the kids.
No,
not down with the kids.
Absolutely not.
Okay, Topo. I think this is a good opportunity I've talked about Topo. I'd love to hear what the key features, what the key benefits are of what makes Topo like a little bit different, where they've come from, where the name came from as well, which not many people do sort of think Topo.
Well, we'll give
strange name.
We'll give the shortened story of Topo. So
let's do it.
It's a relatively new brand. It's still quite a young company, founded in 2013 by a gentleman called Tony Post, hence the name Topo. Yeah, so it's great you can actually name a running shoe brand after yourself. But the brand was put in motion nearly 30 years prior, so Tony's been...
I'm just thinking Stuha wouldn't work.
No, definitely wouldn't.
Roppler. No, it doesn't do it,
it doesn't work. No, absolutely not. So I don't think we're going to be able to create our own shoe brand, Stu, unfortunately.
Harry would be alright, it'd be Hast.
Yeah, I'd buy a pair of those. Hast. So, but yeah, Tony's worked in the industry for many years, sort of started a bit like us, in a running store and sort of tried to learn everything about mechanics, shoe textiles, how the shoes are sort of kind of working with the human anatomy. And has worked with a couple of different companies, done Rockport, Vibram, hence why all our shoes use Vibram. Yeah. But he wanted to create the best natural running shoe brand in the world. Now that's not been the biggest, it's just creating the best product for those end consumers and allowing them to have a shoe that really sort of resonates with them. And we're going from strength to strength, especially here in the UK, which is good for our UK retailers.
I mean, we're testament to that because we've had a couple of new brands come along in recent years that have been really dedicated in their approach and driven to the approach that the runner comes first, not the marketing company that runs the company. And those, yourself, True Motion is the other one that comes to mind, have really come out tops. And then the other brand as well that we're seeing lots of changes, which has always been runner, is Mizuno. So for me at the moment, those three brands we're finding are working really well with
Tony
runners
will,
out there.
and the brand is sticking to our core principles.
You've never changed.
No,
it's never changed.
No, everything that we do, even though we are being quite innovative with some of the materials and the foams that are now coming in and adding new shoes to our range, which 2025 is going to be absolutely incredible with some of the stuff that we've got coming. The three core principles of the brand just haven't changed. They're there all the time, in the sort of shoe, the fit, that the customers had Topo for say the last 5-6 years. They know what they're going to expect.
Yes.
So, and we've got a great little banner here just behind us that tells about those three.
It tells all about
it tells it all. But,
so we've got a roomy toe box, which we'll cover off.
So we've got a nice roomy toe box just around the front. So what I really talk about with the end consumer is don't be put off by this roomy toe box in that you have to have a broad foot. What that is doing is allowing your toe to have that little bit of extra spread and splay, which is great for balance, agility, stabilisation knee and the hip. But we still fit quite true across the midfoot and the heel, so nice secure midfoot and heel. Because if you've got movement and rotation at the back, the forefoot then just doesn't work. So the two have to work together.
Actually clench up and the foot can't
Absolutely. So the two work really in hand together. And then we do utilise lower heel to toe offset. So most of our shoes are 5mm between the heel to the forefoot, but we do have a couple of 3s, a couple of 0s.
Yeah, and
so
it's not a step through.
No,
because some shoes literally it's almost like it's a step.
It's a nice gradual, so the foot
through.
feels quite natural in there. And again, just working those natural human biomechanics for movement. So, but yeah, we've then got different types of shoes for for trail, for mountains, road running.
Speed
bit more
shoes.
Performance, sped-based stuff. Like, so we've got the zero drops for those that want that a little bit more connected to the ground sort of feel. So we've got a little bit of everything, but it's coming and speaking with retailers that understand the brand and actually finding the right one that suits the individual person. And it's not just a case of I'll just buy that and off we go.
Yeah,
it's a really cool little brand. And yeah, it's a great pleasure for me to work with.
So basically, the roomy toe box isn't necessarily just, people shouldn't just think, wide feet.
Absolutely.
What they should be thinking is it's a platform for the forefoot, which increases just what I call integral stability.
Yeah.
It doesn't destabilize you.
No.
Or it shouldn't do. Yes, if you've got a slightly wider foot, then actually
absolutely, it's brilliant.
Bonus.
Absolute bonus.
And then what you're saying is the whole of the upper construction, this is the piece that's the sock-like thing that wraps around people's feet, is nice and secure through the midfoot
and into the waist and the heel.
But not locking you in, but just ensuring again you're on that platform.
Yeah. And just reducing that sort of lateral, especially when we think about trail shoes as well. You don't want to be sliding this way.
No. Well, I must admit, I am running in a pair.
Yeah.
And the actual stability to run in them, the actual feeling under your foot, that was my biggest takeaway. And I still feel, even for a slow old one, compared to where I once was, it still feels very nimble.
Yeah.
And it's like last night we had a little bit of a play up a steep bank where we were, and we're on our toes just to scramble up, and it was amazing.
Yeah, I remember the first time we came and did the sort of first round night back in the summer, and it absolutely lashed it down.
We did well for the shoes.
And we did absolutely great for the shoes. And we did the 2 demo runs in the same day, and the shoes handled absolutely everything that we threw at it. We took it through the woods, and we took it on the grass, we took it through shin deep mud. And it handled everything.
And that's the Vibram Mega Grip on the outsole as well, which is enhancing that. And people may not realise, but the actual lugs on the bottom of the shoe are actually designed for where we land, where we push. And obviously that lateral stability, so trying to reduce all of this, and obviously land properly, you'll push the studs into the ground and they'll work.
And those
then bring that platform through to create that stability.
And that lug is also found on our other trail shoes, just like the Terra Venture, the Pursuit. It has the exact same makeup, so those that want the zero drop or the 3mm offset, they're not losing out.
Correct.
It's the same package, just across the different stack types.
And it's that bringing it together people may not realise this, but we actually get emails from China. Choose your upper, choose your midsole, choose your outsole. We'll put it together, and you've got a shoe you can sell. And you kind of look at it and think, yeah. And then you look at it and go, there's some well-known high street brands use these. I recognise them. And you sort of say, well, I've seen how much I can buy them for at the volumes. And you think, wow, if that's shipped at that price, and people are actually, I think I worked out, 5-fold increase.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was just like, that's nuts. And that's what's happening. Whereas this, clearly someone said, we need the right outsole to go with the right midsole to create the right platform, the right fit for a human foot with a level of security, and obviously what's happening.
And a nice degree of where you can take it. I mean, the mountain racers heritage, it was built to be an ultra marathon race shoe, hence the name mountain racer, but that market right at the start was obviously very, very niche, and it's obviously still growing.
We've got fell runners in there.
Fell runners, technical trail runners, walkers are wearing it. And in the UK market this year, the mountain racer has actually been our best-selling shoe.
You're surprised?
It doesn't surprise me. On the road side of it was the Atmos, our max cushion road shoe, and I don't think that's going to slow up in 2025 either.
No, I think that's just going to go from strength to strength. And okay, I'm going to cover this off because this does happen. You occasionally get something not quite right. Yeah, it comes from the factory, there's a problem, and you don't discover till you're 100 miles in. Yeah. You guys supporting us to support the customer, when that has happened, you've been more than reasonable and fair, and it's been brilliant. And that's sometimes we can't say about the people we do.
I think one of the things that for Topo is
laces flying everywhere
is we actually only use 4 factories currently, which sounds ridiculous for a shoe brand to only use 4 factories. But the gentleman who looks after the factory is actually an old family friend of Tony's, and that means then that we take pride in the build quality and the durability of our shoes. We're never bulletproof.
Well,
no brand is.
You know this. Sometimes you get it's the same shoe made in 2 different factories. It fits completely different. And it throws everybody out. And you can literally have 2 factories, same shoe, half a size difference. And we haven't had that here because you use 4 factories, and I will guess mountain racers made in 1 factory and that's it.
But the molds, they can basically go, okay, we can move the production from that factory to that factory, but
use the same mold.
It's the same molds. So the lasting, the build quality is identical. No shoe brand is obviously bulletproof. We're going to get the odd 1 or 2 here and there, but it is so small that
we've just had it with a Bosch washing machine, you know.
It's the nature of Bosch. But we are fair for the amount that we get. It's absolutely minuscule. So I'd rather support the retailers and support the customer.
We've had very few back.
So to them,
just
the customer has a
occasional
positive experience with us.
I tell you what's also quite good. I actually can remember. I can't remember which one it was, but it had a vibrant outside. First ever edition, probably a TerraVenture. And I took that out to Chamonix and came out like, okay. And that was it. And they came in store, and they've not
3 mil offset, 6 mil log,
and they've not been out of store. And that was they ran through glacial snow, wet, dry, and they just had a week where I just kicked the backside out of them.
The great thing with the trail shoes, they test them all over the world. So even though we're an American brand, we don't just do the testing out in America. We actually do quite a lot of testing over here in Europe, in Switzerland, Austria. Testing it on multiple different things, and snow is one of the biggest things that Tony wants to test the shoes on, because you don't want snow clogging the base of the shoe.
Around. Well, we might have said that a week ago.
Exactly. Literally a week ago we were running through snow.
But it's still important. And the other thing is the midsoles have evolved as additives to EVA have come on board. You guys have tested stuff and taken it on. I mean, I still think that's a cracking road shoe for everyday use, the Phantom.
It's I think the heritage shoes.
It's responsive and it's cushioned. I don't feel like I ever need any more than that. But some people do prefer
Some people do, I mean, but pretty much every single Topo shoe the Specter and the Cyclone basically use a dual density midsole, so we've basically got two parts to it. So you've got a softer foam that sits down beneath the foot, and then a TPU blended foam that sits around the outside to give you that midfoot structure, that stability across the platform.
And also the firmer foam is under the foot.
Under the foot. So, you know, it's a really nice balance.
That's better for placement of, if you like, your toes, your heads of your toes, your bones.
And it's also great for orthotic wearers, because it then gives them a nice platform for the orthotic to sink in
and wallowing.
Exactly. So
somebody somewhere, I can't remember what brand it is, Canadian brand that's fairly new, charging a small fortune for shoes. Actually, we have this new idea. We're going to put a firm piece under the foot, and the soft bit is going to be against the ground. We kind of go
wrong way around. So yeah, it's quite a common thing across all the shoes. The only one that slightly differs, that's obviously really popping our range at the minute, is the Specter, which utilises a P-Bax foam. Which
Specter.
Here's one without an upper. So just to show the whole P-Bax, it's probably not quite clear on the camera.
Polystyrene cup stuff.
Yeah, so it's
but a bit cleverer.
So little tiny pellets of P-Bax foam, which is super responsive, blended with liquidized P-Bax polyurethane, and what we get is just a super lightweight, energy efficient foam. So to kind of give people an idea of how much that shoe weighs, 226 grams on a men's size 9, which for a 500-mile road shoe is incredibly lightweight. But my little party trick with the Specter that I love doing, super bouncy.
Yeah.
Whereas a traditional EVA, I nearly lost it. Yeah, but a traditional EVA will just use that energy and just disperse away, protect the body. Stuff like the P-Bax foam. It's not just us.
Yeah, a couple of the guys I coach have given these a go, and the feedback's been really positive.
Yeah. And again, we've been doing a lot of demo nights with it as well, and that's gone down really well.
And actually, in some cases, when we've seen people move this versus a carbon shoe, they've gone with this instead of the carbon shoe, because they're kind of getting the best of both worlds. They haven't got that lateral stiffness, sideways movement of the carbon holding them. This allows more natural movement. You've got the rocker of a carbon shoe, and you've got the
super foam of a carbon
shoe. And they're finding it really quick and responsive.
Russ, who's our product development manager out in the US,
I mean, he's racing in them.
We spoke to him a lot, and we do get this question of, are Topo going to do a carbon? Why have you not put a carbon plate into it? And Russ's simple answer was, we want everybody to be able to wear something like a Specter. We don't want it to be a niche product.
I am also going to predict 5 years' time carbon will start to drift out. Because
Possibly.
the foams will get better.
Yeah, the foam is obviously the biggest critical part of a super shoe. And yeah, you put a carbon plate in there, and it does restrict how the foot works. And Topo's philosophy is about allowing your feet to work properly in movement. Yeah. So I can never say never, but I think my prediction would be that we will probably do something, but maybe not a full plate.
I like that.
I'm running in that myself at the minute, and it's a beautiful shoe. Compared to version 1, which had the EVA frame wrapped around the P-Bax, it does feel a bit nippier and a little bit more poppy underfoot, which it should, because it's full P-Bax all the way through the foam.
It's certainly, when I ran it felt like it just threw you forward, which was like, okay, got to get used to this.
Yeah. But
interesting running down for the first time.
But you can still use that shoe as a daily mileage shoe. It's not just designed for someone who wants to go quick, and I think that's the beautiful thing about that shoe is it's open to everybody.
It is, and it's also, I mean, if you look at the base of an everyday training shoe, okay, yes, the outsole's a little bit thicker, but this is the high wear rubber.
Yeah.
And the abrasion resistance rubber throughout the shoe keeps the weight down, but obviously
still gives you the traction in wet and dry conditions.
Whereas obviously on the back of this, it's the high blown. I think there's the front
slightly more blown rubber, touch softer, but you still get the same kind of durability out of the shoe. But that's obviously all about this, again, a little bit of the weight of the shoe down. But you're not going to lose any sort of traction on wet conditions. Especially at this time of year,
it's a bit wet. The wet through the town centre, the city centre, and that's those obviously really smooth
slabs.
Yeah, and it was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine.
I've actually taken on a bit of light trail, and it's been absolutely fine where I live.
Wow.
So it's not something I would recommend. But yeah, where I live, it's a couple of dirt's in the tracks, and
that'll be fine.
And it's absolutely fine. But most of the run is road. But yeah, for the odd mile.
Yeah. So basically, the story continues with Topo. We have got an increasing range of shoes. from high cushion stable through to everyday to speedy. The same stories coming through in the trail shoes.
Yeah. We've got the grippy trail shoes, we've got the hybrids.
And I was about to say that with the difference where we've got shoes where we've got 4mm lug, which is designed obviously for
bit of mixed terrain.
Mixed terrain. And I tried a pair of those, actually Ultraventure, isn't it?
Ultraventure, yeah, with the 4mm lug.
Lovely bright orange.
Yes.
Tried those along the cliffs of the North Sea coast just before all the bad weather came. And it was muddy, but it wasn't anything sloppy. And there was obviously bits of linky road up like you have, and then we ran through a town, and there was definitely a couple of K of road. If I probably from the Topo range had to sort of choose, could only have one shoe, I think it might be that one.
Yeah, I mean, I've had obviously both shoes. Joe's been the UK sales lead.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Ultraventure, in reality, it is designed to be a hybrid, and it ticks a lot of boxes. I mean, I took it up an Iron Age hill fort down in Brentnall, which you can look up on Google where that is. And it's 550 feet of elevation change, and in reality, I should have had a mountain racer because I was sinking shin deep in mud in certain sections. But the Ultraventure did handle it.
That wide platform works.
Wide platform,
it does.
But I didn't feel at any stage I was like, ooh, I'm slipping, I'm sliding. It handled it. It shouldn't.
But it did.
It did. So it shows that the birth of the shoes have got such a wide variety that you can take it on. You can get out there and go explore and not be restricted in your footwear.
No, completely agree. And that was me trying to actually close this conversation off, and I failed dismally because we went off on one.
We always do.
That's a surprise, isn't it? So anyway, I think on that note, it's time for a coffee.
Absolutely.
And I would like to say thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for supporting the store with everything you've done, obviously, to get the brand out there and the shoes onto people's feet. And obviously, I know there's quite a few runners out there that are thankful for the opportunity to test these shoes in real conditions, find out
what the shoes are about,
and what is it or isn't it right for them. And and that's you coming along and doing this. So again, Ross, thank you very, very much from the whole of our running community. And let's get you back when we've got the 2025 shoes here and the changes, the new stuff, and let's have a conversation around those.
Might be me pushing a little buggy though.
Oh yes,
might have to find some buggy safe,
that's
buggy safe routes.
You can sit there doing the feeding job with the newborn.
Thanks.
And we look forward to meeting this one. This little one. Just thank you very, very much.
Thanks, Stu.
So, guys. Hit like. We always like to know if you've enjoyed this. If you've got any questions or comments, drop them down below and we'll do our very best to get answers to you as soon as possible. Thanks for your time and see you soon.